Okay, in tonight's video, I want to demonstrate taking the chassis out of the McGrath Mini amplifier, which I've made an easy job to do so that it can be easily worked on, since it's basically a prototyping unit for me as well as anything else it may be. So it's just a matter of taking out these two screws, one on each side. In the actual unit, I will surely make this strap pack be the screw that one removes. Those won't be two separate blemishes on the side. But that's just, again, a prototype thing. Pop out one screw. Turn her around. Move the other one. That. And then can just ease this out, and with care it can be done with the tubes still in it, so it is ready to operate. And again, setting it carefully on the side so that so it doesn't rest on the tubes, which wouldn't be good, but it props pretty well like that, so I can reach the knobs. The tubes are in a good place where it can be run, and they're not touching anything. They'll cool adequately, and then I can get right to all the guts here, which is kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about in the video, but I wanted to demonstrate how I actually take the thing apart too. Now let's see how this, again, making sure I'm not resting on that first preamp tube there, but no, thanks to my little screen, that's a good position there. So, okay. I'm going to turn up the lighting and see if the iPhone can adjust. Yeah, that's going to be better for this. Okay, I think I'm going to have to do some hand camera work, but don't worry, I'm an expert, so this will be real smooth. Yeah. Like Blair Witch Project kind of smooth. Okay. This is how it's looking now. If you saw the other video of me taking it apart, this should be amusing because you'll see there's a lot of stuff not as neat as it was before. Here's the extra power supply capacitors that I've had to add, kind of just stuck in there and wire tied down from the original. That's what more was needed. Of course, I would have laid it out differently and will in the future. Bunch of changes here. And you can maybe see a lot of my flying wiring here. It's all very secure and safe, high voltage wiring in the old school manner, kind of point to point. It's like a layer of point to point hand wiring on top of the circuit board, so it's got the best of both worlds. That's what it's got, yeah. But anyway, this recent thing that I had it apart for was some changes to these capacitors and resistors here, which are part of the variable bandpass filter. These are now 2 47Ks in parallel for each resistor, so they're down in the 20K range. And these capacitors, as you can see, I have these 1 nanofarads that are in parallel to make 2 nanofarads, but I've been experimenting with separating and reconnecting these. That's the type of thing I do in prototyping all the time. You can see how I've just got these so I can separate resistors and put them back with a little dot of solder. And anyway, the way I have it wired right now, I got 2 47Ks in parallel and 2 1 nanofarads in parallel, so 2 nanofarads and 20 some odd K, whatever half of 47 is. And those are the values I'm currently using. And the resistors in question, now let me show you the diagram here. We're talking about this circuit right here. These, where I show a 10K, that was not enough, and so now I've gone to 47K in parallel with the original 47K, and ditto up here. And then these 1 nanofarad are actually 2 nano at this point, and that makes a lower frequency of the formant, which I found to be more useful, especially in the company of the Marshall section, the M section, I should say, because this thing is so bright, and it's the tone controls in the traditional tone stack here. Both the mid and the treble are very bright, high-pitched kind of controls, which is a good area to have, but then there's a low-mid area that's missing that the bass control certainly doesn't hit. And so this here lets you dial in a region of tone that's just kind of not reachable with the other controls, and you can either boost it or cut it in that region, but both ways give access to new forms of tones that weren't otherwise available. So I did that, and also I mentioned removing this resistor, capacitor. This is now gone, so that's a straight wire there right into the tone stack, and these are all upgraded to 450 volt capacitors to handle the voltage. So those are the recent changes.